Hello everyone, my name is Wade the Walby. Welcome back to another live stream. Now, of course, that this is obviously talk about furries. Now, actually, this is a different topic of ISS is means International Space Station. If you don't know about that, it orbits around Earth. I see it like I missed how many I've seen it in space. You can actually see it. Okay, so first of all, we're talking about a video that I seen years ago. I should have just brought it up and just had in description, but whatever. Yeah. So basically, I forgot the person I made and the date also. I also will put the link in possibly. Okay, so this one is Haru explains living in space, which obviously I understand. Now, I remember about this. This was published on December 9th, 2017. Now, I remember at that time, I remember that there were no launches. Now, but I'm just trying to see, maybe there were, but it's not like, maybe it was, but it could have been before. We don't know when this was actually published. It doesn't say when this was published, but the only was on YouTube published was December 9th, 2017, which was almost the end of the year. Now, if I go to my space station playlist, it could probably, because it goes, I put it to newest to oldest, and which, and I don't see anything in the ordinary. After that, okay, you got, but of course, I probably would add more in. There is Russian Soyuz after that, which is Soyuz, but Progress. Forgot. Progress is the cargo ship. So I think that this is not real because he says, I'll just show you guys, share it right now. Oh, wrong one. Right here. This is the thing I'm talking about right here. So about this video, I think there's a possibility, since in that time I would probably would search, maybe you guys would, and see if there's any Soyuz launches. The only way to get to the ISS is by Soyuz at that time. He says, and the space shuttle was already canceled in 2011. So if this was made, okay, so years ago, 19 something, right by the Challenger explosion, Big Bird was actually, I did not know this until I recently knew about this. Big Bird actually went from Sesame Street on the space shuttle. And I think it was after or before the Columbia accident. So yeah, and they thought they would, show kids or something like that. And you expect it would barely fit in the capsule, or I should say, cabin, if you say, because it's a space plane. But I realized, now, of course, that is technically a fursuit, but it's not. A fursuit is actually something that is actually, what can you describe it? Of course, I don't have one, but so I think that this is not real. However, he does explain about space, which is great. But obviously, he did say I'm actually on the ISS, and I tried to look where he was module at. Yeah, I actually did that. And I realized the module he's in, it seems like it's the Japanese module. Now, if you have seen the inside the ISS, you would have known, if you probably in a sense that if you were a gamer, you would have never known what the inside of it. You just think it's a station. Okay, so I know about the ISS and the modules. Maybe, I'm not an expert of the map, but I know that right there, if you go further, and it's, how is he staying at the same spot? Now, the only way we could do that is to have some type of thing that's on the back. But obviously, you probably have a green screen. But I'm trying to see, and I realized just now on the side it's black and white. Though I don't think that's to put black and white. I don't know why that's there. So that's a kind of a weird sign. I'm trying to look very carefully, because if you look really closer at it, it's really kind of is. He could be possibly laying down. It's very easy, but obviously things were moving in there. But it's really tough. Maybe it was this area, and back right at this probably corner is where because obviously these things here possibly must be, because right here, black and white, why would that be there? And if you look, back there is the where the arm goes and grabs the experiments. It goes through there. You opened it there. Actually, if I find I believe. So there's something else. Where is it? I could have sworn I had it. The ISS. This one right here, and this one actually does explain what the inside of it, but it was actually from 2016. Well, who cares? I could just do this. Oh my god, I'm just so confused. Okay, so there it is. So that's the thing that you could watch. It explains everything. Sounds are amazing. Now they do have iPads. It seems like. I mean, it's really tough. I mean, if he doesn't, he's not a highly trained astronaut, which means you have to be one or a cosmonaut if you're Russian to do that. There's no tours because you have, and furries probably don't have like $1 million or like a whatever, more than 1,000 or at least that just to get in space. And there's no space tours that I know of that go into the ISS. So theoretically, there are no Soyuz launches at that time. He says, "Don't tell me how I got here." I remember that. But of course, I believe he does show. I'm looking at the other video, which is basically it says the one of the most detailed ISS tour, May 21st, 2016. I put a link right there. And okay, so here's the part. If you look at, oh my god. Okay, so there's these little wall thingies here. Okay, so things could be different. So there's no, okay, so if I try to go left to right, let's see, because he's going to get closer and see if I can match it up, okay? Oh yeah, it's definitely different. I'm looking. Okay, so let me go a little bit back. Okay, so I don't see those circle things. That's a problem. Okay, so I know it's rotated this way. It's rotated this way. I don't see no flags on the back. I only see that flag. I don't think the flag. Maybe it changed. Maybe. But remember that those things. I see the difference. If you look, if you go at 35 seconds in 46 minutes or something like that. I think, no, wait, 35 minutes and 47 seconds. Go to that, and you probably will notice these orange or whatever. If you're female, you probably see different things here. And I believe that is the crystal. It has a camera and it time lapse every 10 hours or something like that. And it takes pictures, and it will basically, but if you do it side by side from this, you could definitely tell that the iPad, there's usually laptops because why not? And completely different, probably in a different time. Okay, so I do see the bar there, but the missing from there. I mean, it's odd. I mean, I wonder what it was. Could it be in a different angle in this area? Let me look. Maybe I'm too close in. I'm at maybe just a little bit close. Okay. So about, yeah, right here, you should be able to see, and you go, this and that. You can kind of see maybe remnants the back there with the door. You can barely see it because he's right in front of it. But if I find it, I mean, he's upside down. You can probably see it. I understand life supports. I have flown multiple times. Oh yeah, so fluffy. So yeah, of course, if you want to make example for furries in space, Larka. No, I mean seriously. Um, I'm in space. Okay. Uh, well, the description says, uh, okay, I know Scott Kelly, but obviously, and the only way you have to take your fursuit off. If you're trying to take your identity away, or not show your face, you must take it off because you're going to have to use a helmet to just get the ISS. And you'll probably need to put that fursuit on a different craft and have to wait for a little while for like Progress M or cargo ship just for your fursuit to get on. You can't wear your fursuit because it is not pressurized. Because for in case of a depressurization, the fursuit won't help or anything. This actually has happened before. The reason why they do this is because in case if there was a glitch into the system that caused if they're re-entering or even in just near space and it just opened up, you never know. So that's why you have to wear those helmets at every cost and always have life support. And once you reach an orbit, you should be okay, and you can take them off once close your O2. Um, but yeah, I don't know when they take the helmets off, but I pretty much know that they have to wear them on pretty long time. Um, but yeah, it's just the Soyuz is so small, capacity 3, and I mean, I'm sorry, whatever you are. Um, uh, I mean, you probably did explain, maybe if I look in the comments, let me look. Okay, so people still think that um, he's in space. Oh, yeah, the comments are funny. All right, so if you look from here to here, you can definitely tell something is not right. But obviously, this is from 2017, 2016, so that's a big change year. So, but I think that area is permanent. That area is. If I look closer, I doubt that he's in space. I'm sorry, but wait a minute. Hang on a second. I'm trying so hard just to make it. If it's I'm trying. I'm not like saying that this is not real. I mean, it's a great video. Um, Cube. Okay, so I don't see that. I'm trying hard, guys. Give me suggestions. Um. Oh, it's not confusing. It's fine. It's fine. It's a bit late. I don't know why I'm doing this. 12:38 a.m. That's awesome. All right, so yeah, he does explain. Uh, okay, so he's opening that, and okay, so it doesn't show that. It looks like it could be. Yeah, the lens. The lens is curved. Maybe if I look from here, does the lens curve? Maybe because it's a small camera. Does this curve a little bit? Maybe. I'm looking, guys. I'm looking, and girls. I have the volume off because why not? Here's just a bathroom, of course, and that there. Okay, so basically, we're at where. Remember at the time, you would probably remember this, which is the Dragon V2 capsule that went to dock to the ISS, not like months ago, like maybe just a few months ago. I believe right here, you can't see it right now, but this right here is called, I believe, the guest docking port. It's all cage up and stuff. Yeah, spatial used to dock. They're like, rest in peace, Jeff Courtney. Um, and I didn't know. Okay, so okay, so that makes sense. So if you look at the ISS, the solar panels, which is on this big strut. Okay, so I understand that there's a lot of stuff, and I bet they have more stuff since, of course, the year. But those circle things, I believe those are storage for something, and I believe that's on the other side. But there's none on here, and they look completely different. There's no door or anything else. Bottom looks like it seems like he could have probably went somewhere. The lights, check out the lights. Hang on, let me look. Okay, lights look same. Hatch is up there. I barely can see the hatch, but the hatch is up there. There's no flag, so maybe he's blocking it. The view. I could just. He does some other angles. This is awkward. Obviously, I can't tell you. That flag right there. That flag is 100% not there. But because it's for 2015, I don't know. I mean, it's amazing. He does explain for people like furries that don't know much about space, and obviously, I didn't need that. I already knew about most things in the get go. I actually did watch it years ago. Actually, at that time, and checks here. I know this is the Japan module. I know it is. He says, "Don't." I remember he said, "Don't ask how I got here." But let me look at the size. How is he? Okay, so you can't just stay in the middle forever. You have to hold on to something, because when gravity is 0g, you can't just stay in one place. And he was actually rotating and stuff, thinking, so he must have something behind him, which I think another person actually tried to do and copy it. You look familiar. Sorry, this is reference to more furries on For Infinity. I'm sorry. For some reason, I guess he likes space. Great. Yeah. I mean, why would I? Yeah, that's creepy. Skylock. No, it's not Skylock. Oops, I forgot about you running. Oh, I forgot you're running. So yeah, the camera is not there. I know that probably has been there for a while, and I know it can't be removed because the experiment is pretty long, and it's like, really, is that clean? Really, the floor. Okay, the floor. Okay, obviously this has to be extremely fake. Has to do on Earth. All right. I'm sorry. I tried. But hey, if you like space and you did this effort, then wow, I'm impressed. So give credit to him. So obviously this was actually a small live stream that I was trying to, and I've been talking about this for a long time to my head. I'm thinking, I don't think this is real. But if people, I mean, I was like, wait a minute. I mean, there was no launches, that time. I mean, yeah. And yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Oh god, yeah. And somewhere around here, you can actually see. There's my. I actually have a ball, a ball that is Earth inflatable ball. Look, I think it's exact, and it glows in the dark. As I say, like, maybe that's like July 2010. I'm just looking at the space, and yeah, I mean, and those things look like they're made of like something different. But if you realize, in the movie Rampage, if you look at the beginning, you do see these type of circle things that are on the side, and I like how they did that. But yeah, except for it was just too dark and lots of lights are flinking around. But yeah, is that like a circuit board without okay? Oh wait, that's a toolbox. Yeah, they always have everything organized, which is cool. I believe like airlock system and all sorts of goodies, bathroom and tools. They have like everything that's like a home. I mean, I guess you could just craft something. Arts and crafters. All these basics. This is really late. No one's gonna like read. So of course, yeah, I mean, this is not to, offend anybody. I was just curious, But I bet, I mean, since of course that I'm extremely know about this, I'm not sure that, he has he flown orbiter? Let's see. Because if somebody flew orbiter and really well and keeps playing it, so and then of course I'm guessing that micro, but it might okay. Getting bullied, yeah, I have those problems too. What's inside of a spacecraft? Of course I know what's inside of a spacecraft. It's okay. It's the same thing. Possibly a few astronomers. Okay, so I do have. There are people on for affinity that are astronomers, and they're actually a wide variety of them, or I should say, at least that know about space. But I don't know how many that know about history and the orbit mechanics. And orbit mechanics seems to be easy, but if you look at it, um, uh, you got periops, I mean, sometimes I don't pay attention, but I usually do a good well. All I have to do is just do that and land, and I have done a Kerbal, so yeah. Not because I was cheating. I actually have done have done orbits and actually encountered because by mistake, because sometimes I don't have enough fuel. But I remember those days. I've got the demo of Kerbal Space Program. Let me pause this, and because I was getting ready to get Kerbal in 2014, no 2012. It was so close. It was 2013, somewhere around there. 2012. I think I remember it was 2012. Yeah, I think it was 2012 because I remember it was a long time ago. 2012. That was when I had that. But that is crazy. I never. Wow, I did not know. Wow, I did not know that. Wow. So yeah. So yeah. Hello guys, Vsauce here. Yeah, whatever. But of course, if you don't space that much, you probably would know about urban mechanics, and you probably would. People like my mom would be like, "What? I don't know how you're doing this," type of thing. Let me close these tabs because I'll just leave them there for no. Just because I'm gonna shut this computer down because time is really late, and I have to say. And obviously, my glasses look okay. But it does match with this shirt. Maybe that's why I was complaining. But of course, what Scott Manning says: "Fly safe." Actually, Scott Manley, he actually taught most of space for me and a lot of things. And there's also other YouTubers out there. They're Kerbal and of course Scott Manley. Of course, there's one that is actually pretty surprising. I actually found Martian Wolf. Literally, there is yeah, I know. It goes really good with the werewolf. Yeah, okay. He does. I mean, why not? Insight Lander, components. But of course, you guys should subscribe to those people. Because I mostly would, and these were my old ones I subscribed before. Marshall Wolf does explain really in detail. Scott Manley doesn't explain. He does sort of, unless if you're experienced like me. And Scott Manley has never been in space, not that I heard of. Scott Kelly, yeah, of course, yeah. If you don't know who he is, I don't know. I mean, all I know he's a cosmonaut. Or, I don't know. I think it's just I don't know how you call it. Astronaut, cosmonaut. I know cosmonaut is for Russians, and yeah, I mean, I didn't know that when I recently, like maybe 2017, I actually learned about that. Or actually, 2016. Well, no. Of course, I could have used a Pluto fax thing, but of course, why not? These glasses I can finally see pretty well, but yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, hey, we're done with the title. No, we're not. Um, wow. Um, mhm. Yeah, I need to shave. Yep, I need to shave. So if you guys like this, I appreciate that. And I know that I have limited things. This was supposed to be gaming. Actually, this was a gaming thing, but I have OBS. I just haven't had to figure out how to get the file to actually so I can see, because it's actually of Windows 07. It might be wrong, but that's supposed to come in July or somewhere around there, and I bet he's gonna help me uninstall some mods that I put that I don't need, that crashes, um, and they just make a bunch of messes. And I mean even though they're big, I mean, seriously, I mean they're old and they help reduce. I thought they would just work well, but the Insight one and the Phoenix one work really well. They're 100%. The Dragon one, they do, but as long as you just don't go inside of it, unless you have something else. But how can I navigate without the information that I need to get landing and stuff, and that I need, and I mean that's impossible. But the guys, if you don't, I mean, you would probably care, but a lot of you people are, but of course, I remember that time when Insight landed. Oh my goodness, that was the greatest ever. And it was so fun. But last and not least, after we have to stop this stream, I have to tell you about what's going on outside the world, especially YouTube. I realized that it seems like that YouTube doesn't care about when the things get reported. And usually, I remember you get your video taken down, and that's it. It's fine. Problem solved. Your thing is removed. But no, they just took it to the next level. So you guys gotta be careful. Whatever you do, don't put anything that's related. Just make sure to look. If you really want to do this, then unless if you want to get interrupted by Red Bull and to correspond to Phoenix Mars lander, then you probably need to read a bunch of words, which will be boring, but that's probably the only way, and have to keep touch to it so you won't get your entire account removed just because of Mars Phoenix lander. That is scary. If that is actually happening, that is scary. And if one of my videos is just like probably because I showed something, like a box that says LG, and I'm not even doing that, and make like next year, boom, my channel's gone. I mean, that's just crazy. It's just like, wow. And when you look at other accounts, I mean, like big accounts, people that have like millions of subscribers, they're fine, because why not? They're verified, I mean, they're. But the problem is, these entire accounts just get destroyed, just because they have one video. And they were basically very interesting and very cool. Why? I mean, seriously, if you just, I mean, blocking content, I understand that, but still, really? Really? Yeah, it's just crazy. I hate when it happens. Because that bit's gonna be you first, probably. I don't know. Seems like you just don't want to post anything. Seems like you just log in YouTube and just watch videos and then just don't comment or anything. That's what it feels like. Because it just seems like you're just getting in trouble by everything. But I. This is so ridiculous. So, YouTube, I think you should probably go back to that one thing again because I've seen probably, because I've seen one thing called Heavy Goes to School. That one actually is a Gary's Mod, a film, and basically it had some Nazi stuff in it. And I showed my mom and why this was actually because you can't do anything. You could just watch it, but you can't like it. You can't comment. You can't even you can't even like put in playlist. You can't save it. You can't it's wow, it's just incredible weird. And just because that, I mean, because if you and then soon eventually there'll probably be that Zeppelin one, which yeah, and of course that's going to go away soon because people thinking that's offensive, um and they're just going to report it, and eventually it's going to be like like you're out. And then of course, yeah, it's just accounts, or maybe I don't want to know why. I just don't want this thing to happen, and it just scares the life out of me. The more thing about it, because being a at least low subscriber channel that I used to be a bit bigger, it's going to take more 3 years just to get where I was, and then that's going to be worse. I mean, yeah, I could just go back in time and just um, I just would just probably keep going back in time and see what happened, and then of course see what happened. Maybe if I go to time traveling and teleport to the YouTube thing, and then just look where it happened or whatever happened at that timeline, and I would just be like, what? Then I'd be like, no, whatever you do, don't do it. But of course, that other way will be saved, but me would be still stuck. But whatever happened could have been because of hate, and I don't know what I did wrong. Did I just maybe threaten? Maybe I just don't understand, and they won't call me back or anything. And my mom tries everything, and they just are just a robot that talks. They say, "We'll be back to you in a moment." Bullshit. And yeah, I mean, it's just gonna go ever. And people that have like at least 1,000 subscribers or 2,000 or three, and they, all of a sudden, boom, the entire channel just get removed just because you just published something that, and it takes years. And it was actually published in 2015. Usually the ones from 2018. And when 2019 happened, things just start going downhill. That's what happened to me. And if next year, I mean, nothing happened in those years, something must have happened. I remember scammers started to really pick up in 2019. Could this be a problem? Could there be a scammer or some type of whatever it is, an entity that is disturbing the force, disturbing force, yeah, whatever, disturbing something or whatever it is. And I talked about what it was, or who is doing this and why. Um, I mean, it's not going to do anything good. It's going to do bad things and hurt people. It's gonna get worse. And anybody out there that has a video that is threatening or anything, please put it private or at least do something to it, or else you're screwed or something. Just read the guidelines and make sure that anything that you see in your playlist, I honestly probably would know, but hey, just make sure, just keep an eye on your guideline things. And if that thing just goes like strike four, like in like a month, and you just like, wait a minute, what's going on, it's like you don't know what's going on, so you ask, and then of course then you're gone, and then like, how am I going to talk to somebody now, since of course my account is destroyed and I just wasted a bunch of money and I'm still paying for just nothing, which I'm still actually am. um, And YouTube is getting extra money because I have two accounts, and they're basically, one of them is dead. This is the one I'm using. And I had premium and movies, and they would never get it back or even doing nothing. So that's why I kind of hate YouTube right in this moment. And which means that if anybody that is basically associated to it, is socially, I'm not saying it right. It's okay. I'm just sorry. It's supposed to be something, but not socialist. No, it's not that. It's I can't remember. Yeah, it's just called tired. Um, Saturday morning, 1:01 a.m. And yeah. So I guess if you guys would understand, but everybody has their own opinion. So I'll see you guys hopefully in next live stream. I have no idea. Once this account goes, I'm screwed. Be the last day of my life. Maybe we can work together. See ya.